If the day had been a routine workday, like all the preceding ones that Shay Myers had enjoyed over the past 2 years, then this morning Shay would have climbed the spiral wrought iron staircase to the second floor of her tea house, Crystals and CuriosiTEAS. She would have paused at the top and closed her eyes as she passed her small alcove office to shut out the stacks of paperwork demanding her attention. If her universe hadn't felt lopsided, she would have stepped into her greenhouse and inhaled the heady, earthy scents of recently watered soil and the fragrances of blooming flowers and herbs growing in the raised planter boxes that filled her second-floor conservatory. If things were normal, she would have sat on the bench beside the potting table, where for precisely 30 minutes she would reflect on and give thanks for all in her life that had brought her to this moment in time. She would have her daily chat with the spirit of Bridget Early, her birth mother, and the woman who, by her bequeathment, had led Shaylee to this time and place. She was also the woman who had given Shaylee the gift of second sight. Sadly, though, her heart ached with the reality of the situation. Bridget was the mother she would only ever come to know by trying to absorb everything she could about this incredible woman through the journals and letters Shay had unearthed while living in Bridget's cottage and running her tea shop. However, the day was not normal, and the status quo of 2 years had left Shay feeling off-kilter. Her tranquility was threatened. Currently, she was huffing and puffing after ascending the spiral staircase, and her mind, much like the stairs she'd climbed, spiraled with whirling thoughts, and Shay was unable to settle comfortably into her usual routine. She exhaled and drew in a slow, deep breath in hopes that when she cleared her lungs, she would also expel the coiling, twisting energy eclipsing her morning meditation. But it was no use. The snaking energy had nestled into the base of her skull and curled in nicely, it seemed. It wasn't a world-shaking energy, and she hadn't detected even a wobble in her universe. But if it was linked to what she suspected it was, it still held a great consequence, especially if she couldn't find the solution. She glanced down at Spirit, her pure white German shepherd companion, who had followed her upstairs. "You've witnessed all my failures this week. What do you think the problem is?" He let out a sing-song groan and laid his large head on his front paws. "I know. I'm just as stumped." Shay scanned the greenhouse and studied the various raised planters. One planter housed common cooking herbs: thyme, rosemary, sage, oregano, basil, parsley, chives, dill, and fennel. Other planters blossomed with herbs she regularly used in tea blends, like mint, lemon balm, chamomile, lemon verbena, rosehip, and lavender. The remaining tables of exotic plants were beautiful to look at, but useless until she could learn all the benefits and the uses their blends could bring to her customers.